Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Onward VR Master League Week 5, Season 9. My name is NightFiree with 2 E's. I'm joined by my co-caster, SnooperFax. How are you today, Snooper?
Oh, I'm ready for a nice close match. We got Water and French Onward Union coming up.
Yeah.
Water's a relatively new team that I'm actually really excited to see play against these guys.
Yeah, I mean, relative... what constitutes as new other than this Water team? They are brand new to Season 9. Every player on that team is new to the league. Dead Logic, excuse me, is the origin of the Water team. But a good number of these players don't have a ton of seasons under their belt, so to speak. So it is a bit of a rookie squad. Dare I say, I would consider them the underdogs here, as French Onward Union are a team that hasn't had a roster change in, upwards of 2 seasons now, 3 seasons at this point, and that consistency does help a lot when you're looking at who you think is going to come out on top.
Yeah, definitely. Water's a team that's been pulling ahead lately.
Yeah.
Each of their matches have been really close, if not wins, so I'm excited.
Yeah, they've been doing pretty good this season. I think it's why there's a lot of hype around this match, because teams want to see how this Water team is going to compete, and it is the first Button Cup match, a seasoned pastime within the league where we have US and EU teams face off against each other. They are equally ranked, is the idea. They're close in MMR when they get matched, and so we have a couple of very exciting Button Cup matches we should be getting into. But we got to go into pick bands right now, Snooper, because this match is going to start soon.
Yes, we do. Right now, our bands, I believe... Actually, I am not sure which our bands are. I am terribly sorry.
Coming in from Water, we have the Bazaar band. Coming in from French Onward Union, we have Cargo.
That's an interesting ban for French Onward Union, considering Water's only won it twice. I mean, I guess those are all wins that you want to be afraid of, but that French Onward Union hasn't played it this season, but we've seen them play Bazaar very well.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm a little confused on the bans, but each teams have their own motivations for it.
Yeah, French Onward Union maybe just not wanting to engage in the close quarters against this Water team, and when you have limited information to work off of, that's what you got to work off of. And so, you take what's their best map. It probably is looking like Cargo since they have one on it, and I guess that's maybe the logic there behind FOU. But yeah, when you don't have a ton of information to work off of, it's probably more what French Onward Union are comfortable with, and since they haven't been playing it this season yet, it's probably just something they don't want to have to focus on.
Yeah, and I am looking at the win rates for Water right now, and it seems like Water does really well on close range maps, especially Tanker and Subway.
Okay.
And then once you start getting into Quarantine and Downfall, you start getting a lower win rate, but we don't know. It's a new team.
Yeah. On the note of close quarters, we are going to be going into Tanker for map number 1. This is Water's pick, so Snooper on the nose here. This team obviously preferring close quarters. Although if you do prefer close quarters, why ban Bazaar?
Yeah, that's my confusion here. It's like that's your bread and butter for close quarters, but hey,
I guess looking at the stats, you go off of what you see with the FOU, and you take away a strong map from them. Even if it is one that you feel comfortable with, because
that's true.
Maybe they are better on, maybe they do have this skill set for long range maps as well. Hopefully, we'll find out and get a nice little variety. It does leave things like Quarantine on the table, which is always a fun one to watch.
Everyone loves Quarantine.
How can you not?
It's a perfectly designed map.
Oh wow, high
praise. Yeah, that's high praise from SnooperFax, considering I am not a fan of certain large maps on Onward right now.
Sure.
But we're on Tanker right now.
Yeah.
Our objective is right now on the top level, center of the boat, right next to our little forklift. Fun little objective to defend. You don't really know where they're going to come from, whether from below, whether from above. It could be both. We don't know.
Yeah, and before we hop into this round, we can dive into the rosters. Over on Water, we have Zucchini Zhang, Karma, Aiden Assassin, the Lich King 33, and Engage. And over on FOU, we have Mike FJ, Galaxy, Theyu, Picasso 22, and Vagul. Like I said, FOU, those names been on that roster for a couple of seasons by now, and Water, you know, you might recognize some of the names from Dead Logic, Karma, obviously. From Dead Logic in Season 8, but
Yep.
you know, it's their second season in the league and on a fresh team, so I'm interested to see what sort of strats we get out of this Water team.
Yeah, I mean, newer teams, especially ones that have sort of absorbed newer players and then pulled some older players, they come up with more interesting strategies, I think. Like French Onward Union, they've been playing for a while, they understand how to play together, but they have their own set strategies. They might come up with something new, but it's the new guys that really come up with the crazy new stuff that it's like, wait, you could do that?
Yeah, we've been seeing some really cool new strats. I mean, honestly, throughout the league, and I do think it is because of the influence of the newer players coming in. You're seeing old teams with new roster changes. It's good to see that mix-up within the league, even at the higher levels, because it's definitely influencing everything across the board. We've just seen way more engaging matches this season at the start than any of the other starts this season. Like, it's just been such good back and forth.
Yeah, and the meta's definitely changed. I mean, a lot of the spots that we saw last season, even the season before that, where it was almost guaranteed someone was going to be there.
Yeah.
This season, it's almost completely different. I've seen strategies that have, abandoned whole strong positions that were traditional spots to put someone. Like in Suburbia, I've seen plenty of people just start abandoning Nick Cage's house, which is the spawn house, mind you. It's kind of crazy to see all this evolution and strategy, but that's the meta.
Yeah, that is true. we used to see sometimes 3 invested in that spawn house.
Yeah.
Don't see that very often these days, but
we are on Tanker, so we do need to discuss Tanker.
I am excited for the start of this on this upstairs objective with Water and FOU. Like, this should be I don't know what to expect, honestly. I don't know how this Water team's going to come out, if they're going to come out quick. You'd think with a comfortability in close quarters that they like to play things fast.
Yeah. I mean, judging from their last few games, they are a very fast team. They get shots on target in the closer range matchups. So this is definitely a map for them. They're starting on offense, though, which is a little dicier, especially on Tanker. You're not exactly... I don't know. To start off on Tanker on offense, I feel like is the most comfortable way to start a match.
Sure.
It's a dark map. You're not exactly warmed up, and you have to deal with people at night with night vision. But if it's their map, teams have practiced it. Teams have gotten used to it. This is just me talking to my experience.
That's the best way to pull from, because...
Yeah.
You're on a league team. I'm not.
Oh no, I'm a reservist this season. But yeah. Oh, started match.
Yeah. Does look like both teams finally are readied up. Water and FOU. The first Button Cup match in the Button Cup is underway. Some would say there's a little pressure here on this U.S. team to perform right now.
There's always a little bit of pressure between the U.S. EU matchups.
Yeah. I wonder if the Water squad really understands the Button Cup dynamic. Sure they do. They've been around for at least one of them.
I'm sure they've been informed by the older players, how important it is to assert your dominance.
Lots of early smokes. Karma pushing quick underground with the shield. I wonder if he's going to be coming up these stairs looking for kills. He does spot one. Mike FJ putting shots down onto the shield.
Ooh, did you see a Dawn just sneak up
I
that
didn't. I was
crate?
watching.
I barely saw him just before he capped, but he was in that smoke that was facing towards their spawn, and he just crawled into it. And you know how when you're in that sort of cone, you're invisible.
Yep.
And I guess he used that for the cap.
I was just watching Mike on the stairs. He was looking like the fastest one, but this entire Water team threw heavy smokes upstairs, pushed forward when I looked up just before round ended, they were all on, this front line here by objective. That entire FOU team just did not react off those smokes, and it left the objective completely open. Water coming in hot with a 2-point lead.
Yeah, definitely. Chat, let us know how long that match was, because it couldn't have been more than, what, 15, 30 seconds?
Yeah, you had 15 of countdown, and then, yeah, I mean, the time to get to stairs and be shot, and they had the cap. Like, he full sprinted the stairs with the shield. That's why I thought he was going to be the first one there. I thought he was going to be the back. Wow.
Like I said, Adon I guess he just booked it straight up the middle, and no one saw him, and then he just tucked into that smoke, and it was over. That's all it takes.
Oh, apologies for missing that cap. But, I mean...
So Water's coming out strong, guys.
Yes, unexpected from me, to say the least. They are coming out very fast. I said maybe they'd be fast. I didn't think they'd be that fast. Super, geez.
They like their close range. They got up right to the belt and held on.
Man.
I can't stop laughing at that. I'm sorry, French. Like that.
It's
Water. Bravo.
Yeah,
Bravo.
It's a good exploitation of some of these defenses that are set up so back. You know, it's a nice job. It's a nice strat to go up against an EU team if you think about it, because EU are so conditioned to a bit of a slower pace. They're not used to having that sprint come right down the middle.
Oh man, yeah, no, the EU side is definitely a little slower. I mean, the US obviously has their slow games, but Water took advantage of that. That's all I can say. We got, looks like,
ooh, a couple of good early kills for FOU. They are answering back strong against this Water team. Down goes one in a trade. Karma's on the backside looking for Matt. He doesn't find it. FOU Galaxy are punching in the code right now. Water are not going to be able to defend this. The flash comes in, but French Onward Union in another 30 seconds get a cap.
What is this? What are we playing right now? Like, these are less than a minute long matches that end in caps. This is crazy.
Wow.
Where did he cap from?
Right at the same spot, right at the front of the objective in the smoke, by forklift. What? They did the exact same play. The FOU Water tried to push up and invest a few in the forward crate, but they got quickly picked off, and that was another 30-second round, I think.
It was a little longer than the Water round, but yeah, it was quick. It was very quick. I was trying to watch Mike Jow on his little flank he was going through the tunnels, and then it was over.
Yeah, right. Get caught in those tunnel flanks, but wow.
I mean, this is a very, very interesting match between two very good teams. Ow. That's a spot that needs to be planned for now. That's all I can say.
Well, yeah, you do see teams commit, like you saw Water there, a few up into that early push. If you lose those trades, though, you have to have the rest of your defense rotate accordingly. But they were so caught up in, like you said, the underground pushes that I don't think they were aware that they had lost those on the upper half.
Well, I'll be honest. When I saw it was French Union on the attack, I was thinking, okay, this will slow down a little bit. I'll watch a flank.
I knew we were going to be eating our words as we were saying it, because those early smokes were an indicator to me that FOU was not going to take it slow. You don't really throw a smoke at objective unless you're going to be planning on moving pretty far forward. We're into round 3 with a 2-2 scoreline.
It's been like, what, maybe 5 minutes? Oh man!
Another upstairs objective too, so
this is the difficult one.
Yeah, some potential for another early cap. Here come the early smokes. FOU has to be prepared for this hard push.
It's like a fireworks show.
Yep.
Good kill from Mike Jeff.
Yeah, a huge trade there at Mike FJ, finding 2, denying that early push through the smokes, and now it's going to come down to the Water team pushing in from underground, which is a lot easier to defend against.
Yeah, let's see what Zucchini and Engage do. They're kind of in a spot, but they are behind them. And I don't... Oh, now they know.
Do they? The shots went out, but I don't think anyone's reacting off of those.
I hear Bagul calling out.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're in a really good spot now, though. This is super dangerous to FOU. Zucchini being up top and engaged on the backside here. Checking the pad. He's not going to be much of a threat.
It's all down. Oh, wait. We got one more. We got Zucchini and Karma. Karma's all the way back here, slowly moving up. Ooh, Zucchini. Nice pick on Bagul, but gets refreshed by Galaxy. It's all down to Karma.
Ooh, gets tagged on the hip there. Does look for the refrag on the Matt. Matt's almost getting team flashed there. Nades coming out towards Karma. Would have been good, but Karma rotated off nicely.
Very interesting attack he had there.
Was a nice attempt, but Matt ultimately finds the final kill. FOU take the win, up 3-2.
That was a very strong round for FOU. Solid defense, solid refrags. I think they're picking up their pieces after that cap. Definitely a close round. As for Karma, I think he hung back a little too long. He let his team just sort of die off without him. So it was basically a 4v5.
Yeah.
Not the most amazing push I've seen from Water, but I mean, it definitely was effective. It got down, I think, 2 FOU. I think they could have used that flank a little better, but I think they're all a little jittery after those first 2 caps.
I mean, how can you not be such a crazy start to the series? And FOU doing a nice job of calming the aggression, getting themselves a Volk defensive round. Now it comes down to Water doing the same.
Oh. Now, same objective.
Yeah.
Let's see how Water handles the defense on this. Now, both teams very much like to throw the smokes. Both teams very much like to use those smokes as cover for their pushes. So, we'll see what they do.
Team taking the full minute and a half between rounds, as you would expect to. I mean, kicking things off like that, calming it down a little bit. I do wonder if we are going to see a bit of a slower play from FOU, but this upstairs objective, I'm just not so sure. It's usually one that gets played quick and aggressive.
Yeah, and let's see how FOU does this push. They might revert to their classic slower pushes on tanker, but we'll see. I'm hearing some interesting plans from Karma.
Getting up and aggressive, finds Galaxy. A very similar frag to how FOU denied Water's push. The Lich King doing a nice job here. We do have a little bit of a flank from Bagul.
Let's see if they can dig him out there. Yep, and Karma finds the refrag.
Nice rotation around this corner there from Karma. Lich King still far forward looking for the picks. FOU has essentially been shut down on their early aggression. Mike looking for the pick on the Lich King, but Lich just quick peeking that corner, finds himself another kill, and it comes down now all to Picasso in a 1v4.
Yeah, Picasso's stuck all the way back there, though, and they know where he is. We'll see if he can rotate out of there.
He has any utility left, and pretty soon this Water team is going to push on him. Getting down in the tunnels probably is the best choice because it does limit all the different angles he can be shot from.
Yeah, I don't think they're expecting him to go down there. The Lich King, I think, is trying to figure out where he is, whether he moved out of that position, but I don't think he sees anything that's going to give him any more information than he had before. So I think Picasso has a free reign down in the catacombs.
definitely hears Karma above him. Information utilized, but Engage is watching this back stairwell. He's been watching it, I think, most of this round, so it's going to be tough for Picasso to come out of here without being detected.
Yeah, this is a rough exit, to say the least. And I mean, even if he gets engaged, Adon's going to be able to come back and get the refrag in maybe, I don't know, 2 or 3 seconds.
Yeah,
so
it's the 1v4. He's going to be surrounded, and it's not going to be accomplishment.
I wish Picasso the best. I'm sure he has a handle on this.
Great highlight.
Yeah, I mean, we've certainly seen it happen.
Ooh, an
C4
anticlimactic round finale. Engage, detonates C4. Gets
that is the utility of the C4.
Yeah.
Now it's all tied up.
Look at the score line. No really outstanding killers. Lich King is 4-2. Did pretty well on that third round on defense. Overall, pretty even scoreline, though, as we do get down into the brass tacks of things. 3-3 for map number 1. The Button Cup series kicking off. Some interesting back and forth. Now FOU go on the defense on a arguably... I don't know. What are your thoughts? I think this is probably one of the easier objectives to defend out of all of them on this tanker map.
It is. My perspective on it is once you start losing teammates on the defense, you're gonna have a harder time holding it because there's a lot of little angles that they can come from, a lot of doorways that you're not going to be expected. So you could be looking one doorway and then you're gonna get ambushed if you're outnumbered. So hopefully Water can break in there and take out a few before FOU knows what's happening.
Well, we know who Snooper is rooting for as we dive
I'm not rooting
into
for anyone.
Round number 5, I think. Math's tough to do when you got caps rolling around early on in the series, but I think this is what map 1 comes down to: a upstairs push in the back of the tanker. See if Water are aware of the usual window defense, if they'll smoke it out and push forward, and sort of strats come out. New team.
Well, definitely a quick push up from Lich King, Adonis, and Karma. Looks like they're trying to bust in quick, but that usually gets teams in trouble, especially with all the doorways facing out. I don't know how this is going to work out.
Fast has worked for Water this series, so wouldn't surprise me that they stick to that trend. Shots coming in from Mike. Not quite landing on that early push out to the left. Matt is finding purchase, though, as he gets engaged.
Now we do have Karma using that shield very effectively to get information. But that pick from Matthew was pretty clutch.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely slows up this Water push. I think if that had not gone down there, they'd be pushing up into the center right now. Nades coming from the far side, not landing.
Now I'm watching the Lich King slowly move up, and I'm wondering whether Bagul actually sees him or not, or whether that was I think someone there is their grenade, just hitting a corner because why not?
Well, you had shots from Mike over in this area. Mike may have spotted him and called it out. So it could have just sort of been a made off of information, not exactly knowing would be my guess. But it doesn't quite work out. Zucchini tucked in. Things pretty far forward now. 3:50 on the clock, and I mean, Water's not doing any long rotations. They're sort of just waiting right now.
Well, here comes the smokes.
Oh no! You hate to see that.
Yeah.
Push coming in.
Ooh,
no.
team kill. No.
Matt finds one. The team kill goes in. Bagul picks up another. Lich King's charging in as the last Water alive. FOU defends nearly flawlessly with 4 left alive in the final round. And they take map 1. What a crazy start to the series.
Yeah, definitely. Solid defense from FOU there. I didn't see them do anything wrong. They held their positions. They didn't rotate out and get killed. I mean, there was that one trade by Lich King, but a trade's fine, especially on defense. So,
yeah,
bravo FOU. I mean, that was solid. Bringing it back from that initial first cap from Water.
And I mean, you look at the overall MMR rankings, they are the underdogs in this series. They're the underdogs in the voting too. Something we didn't get to talk about in the pre-show, a new feature that's been added onto the website. You can vote for your winning and losing teams in every series over at vrmatchleague.com/onward/matches. And I think all those stats are tracked too, so I've seen already people competing for the best predicted percentage. And I know our casters are very on the ball about getting their predictions in too. I guess I didn't. And I wonder if you can predict once the game started. We should have Dak and prevent that, because that would be cheating. Like right now, if I went and picked FOU instead. But while the vote's fresh, 37 for Water and 27 for FOU. That's a lot of votes. A lot of eyes on this game.
Yeah, I'm curious as to whether that correlates to actual view numbers. Let's take a look at our Twitch.
Oh well,
we have
we don't
26 people
we
viewing.
don't worry about that. We don't worry about the numbers, especially
Well, I'm
while
just
we're
curious as
live
to-
in the action.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. About to hop into map number 2 is going to be Quarantine.
Yes, definitely my favorite map in the game. So you're gonna see me love this map. As for this objective, nice, fun southern objective. Over by the wire building. No funny places to cap. If you're gonna cap, it's either by this pillar or out in the open. And yeah, so bravo to the teams. They can actually do that.
Yeah, and we've seen some new defenses with the that far back expansion to Quarantine quite a while ago in an older update, but it's really now starting to get utilized more, especially with this objective. It is something that teams haven't necessarily invested in, because you do put a defender so far away from the objective that it's almost not worth it.
Yeah, it can turn encounters into a 4v5 situation, and then one person just sort of wanders back and realizes their whole team's gone.
Yeah.
That's always a sad feeling inside.
I don't think we're seeing any roster switch-ups either one of the squads. Was Galaxy actually in?
Yeah, Galaxy was
It
here
was?
last time,
Okay.
I believe.
Okay.
Now,
Wasn't
if we're
sure
looking
they
at the
were-
stats, it looks like Water hasn't won this one yet.
Well, it is FOU's pick, so it does make sense, and it is a map favorite of a lot of maybe the veteran players. I do wonder if the newer players prefer Quarantine or not. Find out as Water go into the defense.
I've definitely seen at least 3 or 4 of the Water players play very good Quarantine in just regular matches. So we'll see how they do here.
A couple of really late smokes getting thrown there for the cross, but they do get to over onto the south side to defend from the FOU push.
Well, they definitely know they're up there, and
Yeah.
you don't want to be up there getting lit up.
Karma hanging onto the edge of this building.
His legs were just hanging out the side.
Yeah. Not clipping though, so I don't really think it's.
If anything, he's more open now.
Yeah, right. He's really dangling himself out.
I maybe did this plan, this spot kind of wrong because now I can get shot from, like, I can see second, I can see roof, right?
Karma's explaining to his teammate how to use that position.
And if I'm not watching roof,
It's good to see that between teammates.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially the newer players.
Yeah, it does show you the rookie team there, because that's something that you get to usually explain over the course of a match. Mike, I was wondering when that was going to happen, moves up to the plane wing and finds himself a pick into that 3-story.
Yeah, usually that wire building that the Lich King is in is a pretty good spot, but once you get picked out, it's hard to retreat from, and then since it's so open, you're just going to get shot.
Fire coming in from LMG and Picasso in the center. Usually when you have that suppressive fire, you're advancing forward, you know, through the map, but there's a lot of space here that FOU have to still push forward through. They got time, 3:50 on the clock, but they got to work up through tank courtyard around that office building and back towards objective. A lot of ground to cover. I think Water are aware of that with their.
Looking at the positioning of FOU, it looks like they're betting hard on their south push. I mean, middle's moving up now, but south seems to be what they're trying to distract from, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
They're trying to pull the defenders to look their way while south moves around.
Yeah, it pays out. You do see them starting to advance up through the center. Lots of fire coming in over on that south side between FOU Galaxy. Whoever's up in that 3-story. A nice smoke, though, covering all that tire gap as he does cross behind the rock. Going to try and relocate, get the angle onto Lich King.
Can Galaxy makes this shot? Lich King's being distracted from the roof, so...
Wow. Great teamwork from the FOU squad there, putting the suppressive fire onto him while Galaxy slowly peaks an angle. And the push is coming in from FOU. 2:30 on the clock. Mateu putting down some fire. Mike FJ tucked in on the other side of the wall in a position where he can put some nades and pressure onto the objective building. Right now, if they push now, the way the defense is positioned for Water, it's not looking good, and I think Water realizes this. They're shifting engage.
Ooh, he took some shots on that cross. But he made it.
Yeah.
Whether two people on wire is a good idea, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of it. I like to have a person on the outside of the building.
They still have one out there, Zucchini, but he's over in Hotel, so he can be easily suppressed. And I agree, usually you do want to have one outside, but I don't think they have that luxury. Galaxy putting down some suppressive fire and nades. The push coming in from FOU. They're onside the other side of the wall. An entire 5-man press onto objective. Water trying to react. They can't let the cap come in. Bagul finds the rotation. Engage the final defender. Oh my goodness. Yeah. That's
I thought they were gonna go for the cap there for a second.
That is insane. I haven't seen a Marsoc win like that in a long time. All 5 essentially on the corner, ready to pounce on the final defender. FOU clearly demonstrating they are comfortable on quarantine.
Yeah, that was a solid, methodical push from FOU. As we saw, they were distracting, they were moving, they were making sure that there was smokes covering every area they wanted to move. That was a beautiful play from FOU.
And, you know, this is definitely a testing moment for the Water team. As a new squad, how you deal with a little adversity shows a lot of, you know, about your team and how you can react. And they've lost a very close map of their choice, 4-3. And now they're down 1-0 on quarantine. You know, it's to lose a Volk round 2 is tough to deal with. So I'm curious what Water are going to come out with for this round, especially with how, you know, Karma explaining positions. It does seem like there might be a bit of an unfamiliarity with quarantine overall as well.
I think that's the difference between the teams right now. FOU is just more experienced, especially when it comes to those losses. Like a hard hit, like a cap in the beginning.
Yeah.
That's going to hit your morale more than anything. And an experienced team will overcome that more than a team that's just been, we formed together this season.
Yeah, and we saw FOU react perfectly to the cap. They got the cap of their own.
Yeah. And they brought it back, and they solidified their defense. They corrected their mistakes. FOU's strong tonight.
Yeah, they are looking pretty good for a bronze tier team. They certainly are not reflecting that level of rank, in my opinion. But Water also are looking pretty good. I mean, to start the series off against FOU with a cap is pretty unreal, and I do have faith that they can answer back here because they have been showing some good teamwork and coordination. Obviously, they have positions in place, and they have plans for how they're going to approach, so see how they attack with round 2. Shot coming in on the cross. Aiden finds a pick, a huge one to kick things off for Water.
Now, Mike can be res, so, and that smoke is providing enough cover that I think the res can go out. Whether they're going to send someone.
Charging forward here. Picasso tucked behind these. And wall here does have an angle. Aiden is eyes on, and Picasso can peek through a tiny crack.
One's definitely in the same room you guys were in last round.
Those cracks are deadly.
Gives us a better idea of just how angle that Picasso can actually hold.
Does Picasso know he's there?
Yeah, I think he heard him. Aiden's been doing call-outs here.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. Wow, he just missed the shots, and he's going to push.
There you go.
Wow.
Who's left? FOU's got 2 reses.
Yes, they do. Not optimal, but could be worse. They certainly are going to have a tough time getting the res in the middle of the street over there. Coming up here and picking Picasso up is also going to be a huge challenge, especially with where Water is. Take a look at the overhead. You can see 2 already pretty far north. And if anything, the south team lagging a bit.
Well, I think that north push is going to get called out by Picasso. That's one advantage of being down there is you can basically just...
I don't know if he can
Once
see.
Engage moves, though, I think you'll be able to see him. Because Engage has to go that way. He has to head towards the tow trucks. Well, now they know.
Yeah. Zucchini putting shots out into the hotel. He almost had those shots, but missed shots are definitely the worst case in Onward because you're giving away information and getting nothing in return. Now they're going to have to invest some smokes if they want to get out of this jam.
Can smokes even get them out of this? I mean, I guess in a retreat maybe, but...
That's not a bad
Zucchini.
smoke that'll allow a retreat. Yeah.
Okay, there you go, Zucchini. Go back, go back. Don't go forward. He looked like he wanted to go forward there, and that was... It's not a plan, man.
No, it's such a huge gap. You need at least 2 smokes. Engage is looking to maybe get the kill on the Galaxy. He almost got team fragged there. A line of sight, a laser going right onto him from the plane wing.
I think he's going to have to deal with that center wire building before anything else, though. Yeah, but Ghoul's going to have to go down. Otherwise, his whole push goes.
Take a gander over at the south side of things. Lich King and Karma making their way up. No shield coming in from Karma this time.
Gotta be honest, I was so distracted by the north, I forgot about our south push.
Yeah, he's about to get a kill. Finds Bagul up in the second stairs. That's an insta... no, that's a res. But it does look like they lost one in the street. They're going to lose Picasso soon, so it is going to be a 2v4 right now for Water. They're looking to answer back.
Yeah, no, Water's got the skills, they've got the strats, and they can shoot, so that's all you really need to bring it back. Whether they can actually seal the deal once they get closer, that's the real question, especially on this objective, because you've got a street to cross, you've got a wide open territory that they've got views on.
Well, you say that you like to have some outside, but to have
I
that
know.
ghoul dead here, they have no cut. Like, you could easily tuck behind a wall and cap on them right here.
The ghoul. Can he see above that?
Even if he can, they going to be a huge rotation from Matt. You have Engage almost in position to cover that rotation.
Oof.
Oh my gosh, an angle lich. Finding Matt through a couple of different holes in the walls.
Galaxy's now stuck in his room. There's no way he can even get to him. Now, Water could use this to their advantage by keeping him pinned.
Big pick, taking out their most forward push onto objective. Galaxy, I guess, has a path here to redemption. He's got the one most important pick now. He has to get the one in the center, then he has to get Engage. Actually, might be looking for Engage first.
The goal is streaming now.
Wow. A blind fire trade on the corner. Water coming in hot with a super strong Marsoc round of their own. This is a solid matchup. And I think we're going to keep
You were completely correct by the answer.
Yeah, I know. I think we're going to keep having this back and forth.
Water's a great team. Like they're new. They have some newer players, but they can certainly show up. It looks like we have a switch out going on. Zucchini.
Heck. So, but yeah, it's going.
Oh, it's a good match between the two. Both teams seem to be fairly evenly matched. FOU certainly has the experience, especially when it comes to obscure positions. They can use them more effectively. They understand where to be. I mean, we saw that one round where Water was essentially explaining the position to his teammate.
Right.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, it's not.
But
Communication is good.
yeah, but having inherent experience is almost better. And FOU is definitely rocking a lot of that right now. Now we do have a new objective. I'm looking at behind the roof right now. And that's always a fun objective for teams to defend because you really don't have many places to go. You've got the right, you've got the left,
I'll be
you've got
honest,
the roof. And
it's been like, I would say, maybe 5, 6, 7 quarantine maps since I've seen this objective. I almost forgot it existed.
Oh, that's probably a good thing for you because I really do not like this objective. I mean, the typical spots to defend on are so open. You're just going to get picked from every corner.
Bit of a false start there, and I do think we will go into a very brief intermission. I imagine it'll only be a minute or two, but we'll wait for this Water team to figure out their tech difficulties. It might be a pause, in which case we'll inform you in chat. Thank you for tuning in. Don't go anywhere. This is a button cup matchup that's been nothing but exciting. We'll be right back with more Onward action. are back into the action. French Onward Union versus Water. If you are just tuning in, map 1 went into the way of FOU 4-3. A super exciting double cap start. Now here we are, map number 2, tied up 1-1, Water on the defense.
Yeah, and these are close matches between two very good teams. I don't know where this is going to go, especially on this map.
Command of roof, standard objective, and not really investing much defense in the crater spawn, which is going to pay off because FOU have gotten that south spawn.
I do see Engage in a relatively new position. I've never seen someone hang out in front of the tank like that. I might be mistaken, but usually they're, I feel like, crouched or moving around it, trying to see where they are, as opposed to just, I don't know, poking out of the terrain like that.
Like it. Out underneath backs, not necessarily the first spot your eye gets drawn when you do look for that. Yeah, not a common defense angle. What is common is Zucchini and Lich King's position. I do expect nades to be hitting this roof.
Yeah, roof's a very common position for obvious reasons. I mean, it's high up. It's high, yeah. Some teams do like to hold back and put a 5-man castle on the objective and just leave the roof to be in the roof, but usually you'll send 1 or 2 up just to find where they are.
A bit more FOU paced, in my mind, although it still is pretty quick. They are not showing that slow EU style a whole lot here in this series. 4 minutes, and Mike's already pushed up 2 up courtyard. He's going to be getting up into engage territory pretty soon, too.
Yeah, standard slow play from the EU. Not much to say about it besides see what Mike does once he gets to the top of this hill. I think he's going to get caught out by the Lich King. Whoever he shoots at first isn't going to be the Lich King.
Also getting a little bit of an exchange over on the west.
Now, I am a big fan of the west side push, especially up this alley. Because you only really have like a 30-degree angle to shoot in, and that's really easy to get a snapshot. So I can definitely see Picasso taking this whole side. It's nothing against Water. It's just I feel like when you're moving up this angle, they have the advantage.
Yeah, he's using night vision too to get a better look inside those dark corners. Galaxy getting picked up by Zucchini Gang on the top. We should have the push coming in from Matt and Mike soon. Engage finds Bagul over on an interesting rotation that I wasn't even paying attention to.
There's the Lich King with Mike. He refragged him on the roof as soon as Mike opened fire.
Gage popping Mateo in the back. That position at the tank paying off, and FOU's push gets dismantled. Picasso, the last one alive, into a 4v1.
Picasso isn't a good spot for a 1v4. He can do this. If he takes down Zucchini, he has a pretty good run at it. Whether he actually sees Engage and Karma, that's a great question, but I think Picasso can do it. It's just whether he's actually going to engage Karma before, engage.
Minute 40 on the clock. I have a ton of time to run through 4 Water defenders, but backs of a couple. Muster up. Karma's going to be the first target in the trade. A crazy snapshot from Karma.
Oh, definitely some passion there after that death.
I could hear the yells from how far away we were. Yeah.
Yeah, it was very, very loud. But but definitely some great kills there. Galaxy with 4 kills, Mike with 2, Picasso with 2, and Bagul with 1. FOU, they have they have a similar kill count to Water. I mean,
Yeah.
it's pretty much even at this point.
Yeah, it really is. And, you know, this is a really good, honestly, a pretty good couple of rounds from Water, considering how new of a team they are, to go up against FOU and be able to battle back and forth like this. It's really good to see. I'm very happy as a you know, league veteran to see new players come in and be able to perform this well.
I think it's this season especially.
Yeah.
We're seeing a lot of new people just step up and like.
Well, it's the rookie league, right? The rookie tournaments going on. They bring in new players and kind of help draw them into some easy matchmaking, and then they kind of get that adrenaline hit, right? You need more.
Yeah.
You need more. How can I get more? And then they come in, they find the league. It's like, oh, there's so much of it here. I found all the action I need.
Next thing they know, they're 1,000 hours in and they're a top team, and here we are. I mean, I honestly think by the end of this season, the standard lineup we've seen in the top 10, you know, SMC, Globo, blah, 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 blah.
Yep.
It's going to be completely different.
I think we'll still see Globo. I think we'll still see G-Men. How they're looking this season, they're still looking pretty good. But, yeah, man, there's definitely going to be some shakeups. I'm excited to see this Water team, how they evolve throughout the course of the season. I think this is their first cast of the season. I think it is.
That's a great question.
Yeah, it is. They've had a ton of games, and it's their first cast, so they can definitely learn off of this. And yeah, it's going to be a team that we're going to have to keep our eye on over in the U.S. side of things. Hopping into round number 4 of map 2, Water. They south spawn. Pretty much the farthest they could be from objective.
Yes. Now it looks like our south push has been, or our southeast push has been called out and picked on by the roof. So Bagul basically knows where half the Water team is. Whether they're going to see this west push, we don't know.
Yeah, it is. With information from FOU, they should be able to adjust accordingly. Assume that maybe there's 1 or 2 over here. But it is a nice rotation from Water, especially through this FOU defense. This whole side, really, the west side, west corner, has no coverage. They're, like you said earlier on this objective, they've set all 5 around OBJ.
Yeah, it's a solid defense. There's one person milling around on the roof, but Bagul can easily rotate back, and it doesn't look like he's very committed to being on the roof. So I honestly like castling up on D behind the roof, because then you don't split your team up. You don't lose 2 people on the roof and have to defend with 3. Yeah. And as we saw, you know, FOU effectively the edge of that sort of a perimeter, as Water just started, or Water used it as a perimeter. As FOU started wandering in, they picked them off one by one, and it was beautiful.
Or if they'll find Bagul creeping and crawling his way up here. If Bagul's going to get a pick as he peeks up, he finds Aiden.
That was beautiful.
Denial of that west push. That west push, as you say, very threatening, and so to be able to catch it while it's so exposed before it can get behind that building and be a threat to those other 2 defenders, Bagul denies it.
Well, if you can get past that open area, you're good to go. Right. It's just you got to clear that roof. It looks like just the knowledge of Bagul being up there has push. They don't even want to try and go over to that alley.
It does. He wants some of this action. He's pushed up into this courtyard. I wonder if he's trying to get into position for a nade.
That, or I think he's going to try and run up the wing. But Bagul, all Bagul has to do is look over.
Yeah,
it's over.
I don't think he wants to get that exposed, and I don't think he knows Karma's down here.
Now, to anyone who's new to the game, there's no minimap, there's no HUD or anything. So it's all basically what you can hear, what you can see. And knowledge is king in this game.
Yep. Be able to identify your enemies off of how they look, and
Yep.
really
I mean,
different than your typical shooter.
Yeah, I mean, you could team kill thinking you're getting kills all day, and then you wait. Where's my team?
I am surprised, honestly, no nade has come from Karma.
There's a big question in my mind as to whether he knows the ghoul's still on the roof, or even like he has to. Like
Yeah, he took shots
the ghoul's
at
been
him.
putting. Yeah, like I'm confused. I guess is what I'm saying. But let's see what's he. When he gets to this corner, I think he's gonna stand up, pivot right.
He's gonna get picked off by Galaxy.
There it is.
Ooh, wow! Does get Bagul before that happens.
Good job, Karma. He had a plan. He was going up to the corner. As soon as he got there, beautiful.
I
mean,
mean,
Karma's.
Smoke.
That was a good distraction smoke. Good plan, Karma.
Gage now coming in through here, but Galaxy's on high alert on this side, and Matt's going to be tossing out a nade that goes a bit too far, but just barely engaged, able to tuck in behind that white car.
Yeah, FOU has certainly pivoted to counter the guy over on the west side. No one seems to be looking east.
Huge pick from Engage, getting FOU on the stairs. Going to be crucial for this push that is going in onto the front of objective. Water might be looking for a cap on this here. Karma crossing through the smoke. One goes down on OBJ. Matt gets the res on the stairs. Another goes down on objective, and these two have to push out. The cap could be coming in right now, but it's not. They're looking for the kills.
Lich King going for the cap. He's going for the cap. They're distracting. Oh, come on.
No, he can't do it. He can't get out there. He has to get out from around the wall if he wants the cap, and they don't want to risk losing
intense.
that round. So they pushed their lead up 3-1.
But you saw, as Lich King was going for the cap,
Yeah.
he communicated it, and they started putting down covering fire, and when it became dire, they put him down.
You know, that's something that we don't even see we haven't seen out of top teams. We've seen a lot of missed cap opportunities from some of these teams that have been around in the league at the top level for a while.
Yeah.
You know, but that is a very good discipline to have, the communication being key there to call out the caps coming in and to put out the suppressive fire.
I feel like it's a strategy that's becoming more well known as the seasons are going on, and I understand it's season 9. We know this already, but it's something that, like, as you said, top teams don't do, and they're still learning to do this. And I think Water has especially picked up on that, and understood that, like, once someone's going in for the cap, you need to communicate it. That's one thing they seem to be homing in, is when you're about to go for the cap, communicate it somehow.
You know, we talked offline about how Water definitely has a lot of passion for the league. And I'm sure that they're watching these matches, you know, getting information off of the top tier teams, how they react, kind of mimic and learn and adapt those strategies to their own. And, you know,
they're certainly correcting the mistakes of top
Right.
teams. I mean, that was beautiful right there. They waited to the last second and got the kill.
FOU on the back foot to get into round 5 coming up here, but I think this is the first time really FOU have been. Oh, that's not true. They were down 2-0 at the start of the first map, so definitely a team you can't count out on the cap.
No, and we've certainly seen games that are 1-3, and then all of a sudden it turns into a 3-3. And if you get a little too overconfident, a little too lazy, things can happen. You can miss shots,
And that's really a huge element that new teams, I think, got to be aware of. I'm curious to see if this Water team will get a little overconfident, might be over pushy on their defensive positions. We'll see how it shakes up. But round number 5 is underway. Water have to win this map. They want to stay in the series.
Yeah, they definitely do. And I mean, this is a very spread out defense.
Yeah,
you
it
see
is.
someone's rotating all the way around, someone almost all the way to gas station, if I'm not mistaken. Inner wall of gas station, but I'm not a big fan of spreading out on this objective.
Might pay off though.
People can slip
Engage
in.
has an angle onto plane wing. He still hasn't spotted rotation there. He can't see Picasso crouched down behind green car on the corner, so Picasso's actually gonna be safe as he pushes up. He can see the plane wing. Hasn't taken the shots. There he does, and he finds Mike.
Yeah, that angle on the plane wing is very open. You can basically shoot horizontal to the plane of the wing, and you don't have cover.
Oh, the sneak from Picasso pays off. Engage getting overconfident off that pick and tries to rotate. A nice key refrag from Picasso. It does open up the south quite a bit from this water defense.
Definitely a 4v4 right now that's turning into a 3v4. Water's pushing ahead.
Up on the stairs, Zucchini's also going to be looking for Picasso over there on the south.
Does he know he's there? I mean, I know he heard shots out, but maybe he thinks that's the guy he killed? I don't know.
One more south remaining, so...
No, he knows. He
Okay,
just
no.
got out one more south remaining. It's really good comms coming in from this water team. Zucchini radioing in, calling out the rotation from the north side to shift back down south because realizes that if north's not getting pushed, why keep one invested up there? Especially if he peeks up here, he might get picked off. He doesn't. He finds Picasso.
South guys deleted. All three down south.
Good call-outs from Zucchini. For a new player, like, he is really good at this communication thing. Sometimes people talk too much or don't say it enough, and he's able to keep his comms to the perfect amount of time and communicate the information clearly. And most people, it's surprising to say, have a little trouble with that.
Don't realize the importance of comms in a game that you don't have a lot of information you're used to having in FPSs, as we've discussed before. But it does come down to Bagul and Galaxy over here at the pickup trucks.
Yeah, this is a dicey place, especially if they start getting pinned down. There's not many places to rotate out of. If I were Bagul, maybe I'd head south. I don't know. It's a tough choice. Because honestly, I would never take a position here, but FOU kind of got stuck.
It's a moment where Water can get a little overconfident, though. They've got the kill advantage. You know, they've got the map advantage, the round advantage. If they start to overpress, Galaxy and Bagul certainly are good shots and are able to find those picks. Although Zucchini might get Galaxy here. He does. Another pickoff from Zucchini. That's 4 for him.
He might ace this round. He's close enough to the last player on FOU that he could get that kill.
He's looking for Bagul right now.
I mean, at this point, with Water having 4 players, it wouldn't just send a flanker out for...
You know the kill count, right? You know there's only one left because Zucchini's killed every one of them, so he's well aware. And,
yes, he's very much aware.
You know, you can put... Now, I think, is a good time to invest in trying to get over-aggressive, trying to press your advantage. Zucchini wants all 5 of FOU, and he wants this map number 2.
Yeah, all he has is 2 minutes left. The ghoul is slowly retreating into the second floor of motel. That's an interesting position he's at. I mean, it's safe, but he's going to run out of time.
Oh, and he gets it. The trade. Zucchini with the full squad wipe.
How many kills? Zucchini
6
has
and
6
1.
kills.
Got 5 that round.
Swish right there, man. Sir Swish, Zucchini. Engage with second place, 5 kills. Lich King with 4. Karma with 3, and Adonis with 2. I mean, a good spread from Water. Beautiful spread from Water.
Yeah, when you're up 4-1 and you looking like that, it's certainly expected to see those KDs. But yeah, an absolutely great answer back from Water onto map number 2. We now dive in to our third map, which is going to be Subway. Water sticking to close quarters. This one I expect to also be pretty dang quick, Snoop.
Oh, definitely. If I recall playing with some of the Water players, they very much like to charge this map. But as for wins, oh wow, they have a 100% win rate on this.
Wow.
So after 3 wins, they're feeling pretty confident, it seems. So go Water.
You can't blame Snooper. He is a U.S.-based caster, and as I've discussed, this is the Button Cup, a very heated and historic series that has gone on in the VRML for many seasons. I think it originated in like season 3, maybe. It's been quite a while since it's been going on, but basically what happens is teams that opt in to the Button Cup, I guess teams only, everybody gets opted in. Teams can opt out if they want to. But when you play in it, it is a US team against an EU team of similar MMR. Right now we have FOU versus Water. FOU is bronze ranked, but they are close in MMR. And honestly, I going into this had FOU as the team that would come out on top, but Water has proven that they, despite being a rookie team, they're coordinated, they got strats, they've been practicing, and they're ready for challenges.
Oh yeah, I mean, they've won 4 times this season. They've only lost 2. Their win rate's really great, especially for a team that's very new.
Yeah.
I mean, they have some older players, of course, as we said, but they're
ones,
hitting Onward hard.
They are.
I mean, looking at their last matches, they've won against the Colettos and Valor. Yeah.
And I mean, you look in comparison to the matches played. I think Water has 6 and to FOU's 3. So it's just a matter of how much, play time you get. Getting that repetition in, getting that practice in, it makes you a better coordinated team. And clearly, Water have been getting good, if you will, throughout the course of this season 9 with all these matches. I am really interested to see if FOU are going to sort of bounce back from that tough map loss.
Oh yeah, I mean it's rough to lose a match that way, but FOU is definitely a team that knows how to take it on. I mean they are an older team, they've been playing forever, as we've said, so they know how this goes. One loss, the third map means everything at that point.
If you are just tuning in, I recommend you stay here for the map decider, but there is other action going on. Some of our rookie casters are involved in a match over on Master League Free, a place where we like to allow the new casters to our team to cover some games and get used to the wacky world of broadcasting that we have strung up here in the VRML. So you can always head over there and give them some support. We do appreciate that.
Yeah, the Peacekeepers and Berserk are being casted by Wookiee and Control, so definitely go check it out.
And then come right back here, because we got Water and French Onward Union, map 3 decider, so you don't want to miss this one, that's for sure. This is going to be a pretty wild match. I know we've been waiting a while for this third map. We're waiting for a third from FOU. I wonder if we're going to get a sub for map player swap here.
Yeah, I wonder who they would switch in. I mean, they're all pretty decent at Subway in my experience. I can't think of a player on their team where I'm like, yeah, maybe he should Subway. Like I fear them on Subway. Let's put it that way.
Now is the time to do it, though, right? Because you just lost that map 4-1. Maybe somebody's not feeling comfortable and not feeling confident. It's a perfect time to bring in a fresh face to that third map to help you sort of reinvigorate the team, especially after a loss. I don't know. I think Punisher has been watching the matchup. I wonder if he's available for that roster, if we'll see him get mixed in.
I don't know. We'll see. Subway's definitely I think a wild card pick in this manner. I know Water's pretty good at the close range, but I mean, FOU is really good at Subway. I mean, regardless of what their stats show right now, because it only shows this season, but I mean, FOU is good at Subway. Like, let's not mince words here. So they could definitely take advantage of a newer team's lack of experience on it, especially since Subway's a more complex map.
Yeah, a lot of angles, a lot of entry points now.
Yes, and a lot of those entry points require some special attention, especially like Catacombs exit, when you're going into that lower basement objective, where there's only 3 entrances. You got to, like, every time you're entering that room, you have to do some special, like throw the smoke, watch the corners, make sure you've got a teammate, watching the other corner. It's a rough map, especially for newer teams to try and take on, and I think the older teams definitely have the advantage on it just because they've been playing it forever. But we'll see what Water does. I mean, they've won it 3 times already in their league matches.
Yeah.
And let's see, who'd they win it against? I'm not entirely sure, but I mean, all the teams they played are pretty decent at close range too. So I mean, if they're winning on Subway against teams that are pretty decent at close range, they should be doing fine here.
Doesn't look like we are getting a roster swap up either. Seems like everyone's still the same on both squads. We do have that 5th in for FOU, so we should be getting into this Subway map pretty soon.
Yes, we should. As for our objective, it is lower basement objective in the 2nd floor, right in the middle. As for places that people could cap on, I mean, I've seen people cap behind the sign. I've seen people cap kind of sticking out from the pillar. I mean, there's no real good places over on this objective. There's no cheese spots, you know, where you get in and it's like, okay, now you got to send someone to dig that guy out. Everyone's sort of in the open, but if the defenders lose at least 2 players, you're kind of in trouble because you're going to start running into corners that you're not defending anymore, where they can just, you know, throw a smoke and slide in and cap without you seeing.
It is I would say maybe the 2nd or 3rd most capable objective on Subway. It's despite it being so out in the middle, just tend to have gaps in coverage, and teams exploit it.
Yeah, there's so many things on this Subway. It's hard to find 3 or 4 lines of sight that cover everything.
Yeah.
It looks like our teams are ready, so we should be starting up soon.
Good call, Snooper. Round number 1. Map number 3, the series decider, is underway. Water starting on offense. It is their map pick.
Make sure you hug that back wall and crouch.
Real curious to see how this shakes out.
Yeah, I wonder what route they're going to take. Which one are they most comfortable with? Are they comfortable with catacombs? Are they north or south? Or are they going to go saddle? I mean, Water's kind of a team that I've seen them do a little bit of everything. I can't say, oh, looks like a north push with a little bit of catacombs.
And upstairs, they switched it up. You got to watch for that new split now. It does look like they're going to invest north, and then they'll sometimes fracture up here to the upstairs.
Oh wow, yeah, they're fracturing to the saddle. All right, but as for defense, it looks like FOU is in a pretty good defense. Matheo's in a spot that I really like to be in. It covers catacombs. It can cover people coming out of the saddle and south. Where did Mike find him? Okay, so our north push is gone. Now, I'm pretty sure Matheo and Picasso are going to hear Engage and Lich King as they come down these stairs. It's almost guaranteed that you're going to hear the jingling or them say something or them breathe. So we'll see how this plays out, but I don't think they're going to make the exit very well, especially if they know they're there. Picasso seems to know that someone's going to come out.
That's the covering.
Yeah. Because there's no reason to cover north from that side, because you're not going to be able to see anyone. You know, he's aiming at the sign. This is a slow game from Water, which you kind of have to on Subway.
Yeah, and that was one thing I was going to say that might cater to the FOU play style too, is that the Subway map definitely is
like I'm still up, I'm just down the stairs.
It works well in that slow play mode. And so, Zucchini finding a big pick onto Bagul in the train. That's going to open up entry for him here over in the south.
Yeah, it was clutch. South entrance is now very open. He hopefully can take advantage of it. He earned it. But see, Matthew, if he came up onto his little ramp in front of his cover, he could actually see Zucchini and get some pretty good picks on him. I've used that spot many times, and it is a wonderful spot to cover south.
Galaxy scooping up Engage, trying to come in through a back entry point. Or actually, no, I think he got him on the stairs. A nice angle there.
Now, it looks like the Lich King is the only one on this level.
Got Karma just popped up on the stairs as well, so he might be able to get the backside of Mike.
Come on, Karma, you know where that refrag is.
It's going to come down to Karma getting a lot of refrags, as he is the last one alive now for this water offense. Mike knows right where Karma is, ducks down in time, avoids the shots, tries to find the refrag, and now they know Karma's here. Gets one, and he gets to get back down into the stairs before dying.
Now Karma's doing a very, very intelligent thing. He took his shots. Okay, now he's going back. Never mind. I was going to say, rotate around. Go somewhere else.
Good
okay, there you go. You just wanted to throw a nade, right? Don't do it, Karma. Well, I'm pretty sure if he tries to charge that way, Galaxy is going to get him. And this is just a solid defense from FOU, and you were completely... you were completely correct about this playing into FOU style. I mean, it's nice, slow plays.
I was going to look for the picks here in the tunnels. It's exposing his back. Finds Matt. That's another one, and he's going to drop back and rotate again. 1:30 now.
Yeah, he only has 2 places to go. He doesn't have the time to rotate. Try and be very X-Factor about it.
Yeah, he's going to have to commit to one of these entry points and get up and out into the center soon. Only got a minute left. Galaxy is pickable, I suppose, but it's going to be tough. Karma can't get into the...
That was a crossfire.
Yeah, I can't get into the train. Both FOU have angles on him, and they take their defensive round and the lead. 1-0. Nice way to bounce back from a 4-1 loss.
Yeah, a good, strong start. I mean, it was on defense. You do have the advantage, especially on Subway. But, I mean, it's a solid play from FOU. Every shot counted. There wasn't a firefight. It was, we see someone, he's gone. We see someone, he's gone. FOU is definitely doing a great job tonight.
Yeah.
Like I said, I haven't seen many mistakes from them where it's like, okay, why'd you do that? They've just been playing really solid tonight. Sticking with their routes, sticking with their positions on defense. I mean, nothing to really pick at there. The FOU's doing wonderful tonight.
Yeah, very solid defense. Around, we'll see how they can do on offense. This is Waters' map pick. They do have a pretty good record on it, so I'm not going to count that team out just yet. There's going to be a lot of opportunities for some interesting Marsoc plays with future objectives, and it's very early in the Subway map, so...
Yeah, there's definitely more interesting objectives on Subway that can affect the outcome of the match. Especially if you get that lower basement one. I feel like that one definitely determines how the game plays, especially on Subway.
Yeah.
I mean, if you can hold that on defense and then take that objective from them, it's almost a guaranteed win there.
Round number 2 of map 3 is underway. The series decider. Water trying to get on the board with their defensive round now. See how they set up and how FOU approach.
Now let's see what the newer players pick for defensive positions, because I'm a little curious. Will it be a standard layout? Will it be something new? Something a little new.
Aggression underground. He pops out. I think Mike spotted him. He definitely saw him. Bit of a new there. He does find Picasso.
Interesting pick from Karma. I mean, he rushed down there as fast as he could, and they knew he was there.
Yeah. I just don't think that Picasso was expecting him to be peeking.
No. But good charge from Karma there. He's got to deal with Mike over here, but I mean, Mike's the one that has to move, not Karma.
Yeah, this is a good start for the water defense. It's certainly paused this underground movement from FOU. While the Ghoul will be going out through that center catwalk, and they have two up here in the north, so Zucchini might see some actions.
A little burst of action there, but nothing happened.
Yeah, the quick cross, he couldn't catch it out in time. He only thinks there's one there, so there is a bit of an advantage for FOU on that north side with having two.
Zucchini is in an interesting position to try and hold there, because team, if they beat on him while he's shooting into turnstiles that are going to block, every shot that's off by a degree.
Yeah.
So I don't think he's going to win that fight if he tries to actually engage it. I would go down to where Mike was last round, right next to the bottom of the subway car, I guess, or the ramp, however you want to delineate it.
Yeah, it's a good spot. You got overhead coverage, you're low enough. Kind of wait for them to cross into your line of sight instead of trying to catch them. Quick peek.
Another interesting thing to see is Bagul slowly creeping up behind Adon Assassin.
Oh, yeah, you've been calling him
I've been calling him Adonis all around.
I've just been letting it happen though.
it's fine. He's a handsome man. But yeah, let's see if Bagul connect. He hurt him.
Yeah, he did, and he's completely flashed him. I think Bagul just blind ran back there.
Yeah, Adonis is reporting it back to his team.
That's
a lot of non-lethal encounters here.
Would that C4 have been able to kill Begul? Wonder why he didn't detonate it there on the stairs.
Oh, it's deactivated.
Oh,
Bagul deactivated it.
Spotted it.
Yeah. To be honest, I wouldn't have put it there. Wow.
Karma, meanwhile, underground, gets himself another kill. Feels
certainly
pretty good
Hunter
about
down
that.
there.
How long he's going to stay down here, because this is a good spot for the early game, but you have to kind of rotate mid game, right? Because you can't, I guess everyone's alive. You can, if anything, control the maps from up there. Zucchini finds one, and he did rotate out from that position. He knew it was a little weak.
Oh. Trade goes out between Adon Assassin and FOU Bagul up on the saddle. Ghoul's resable.
And it all came
Karma
down
takes
to
last kill.
that. Yeah, Karma peeks up, finds himself a third for the round. And a nice defensive round from Water. I don't know. We could be into a pretty good back and forth here on these Volk rounds.
Yeah, they're very even teams. And if you just... They seem to be able to hold their defense very well. Offensively, though, it's Subway.
Yeah.
You're going to get picked off. And I mean, it's a rough map to try and engage in. Let's see if one of the teams could probably negotiate a way to actually solidify a win on offense.
Yeah.
But I think they're just too even. I think it's going to be defensive rounds.
I think there's going to be definitely some elements of The shield is going to be a big factor, and where obviously where that objective spawns is going to be key. If we get a north objective, like we are right now,
Yes,
things
right now.
things can get shooken up a little bit. You know, this has been a very volatile objective this season. We've seen some pretty aggressive play here on the corner.
Yeah, I mean, as awkward as this objective looks, you know, you have this one hallway that leads right up to a stair. I honestly think this is the objective that can go either way.
Yeah.
You can either wipe out the team on the push down, or the team pushing down the stairs will just take everyone. And I've seen it happen, especially since the defense has to spread out to guard that south entrance, to guard the saddle, to guard the catacombs, so they don't get flanked from the rear. I mean, it can go any which way, depending on how the teams actually spread out and attack the objective. I mean, let's see if FOU has something new.
Yeah. See if they break out a new strat here for round number 3.
Okay, that's an interesting flank they're sending out. Or is it even a flank? I think he's just going to watch down from the stairwell. What is Bagul doing? I'm not entirely sure. But this is definitely a very interesting defense. Very spread out.
Yeah, they're not investing heavily here into the stairwell side, and it does look like that's going to be Waters' focus, so this could get pretty dicey for FOU very quickly. If they lose the 2 on objective, you have to rotate. You have to come over to objective. You have to cover this stairwell.
Yeah, and this is essentially a 5 versus 3. Granted, that 5 is going down a very narrow stairwell.
Oh, that's going to be good. Hey, that detonates the C4. That would have been pretty detrimental to this team. Every smoke getting a pretty bad angle.
That's unfortunate for Water. Ooh, that...
And Matt finds 2. They can't get Matt. He gets a 3rd.
I can't see what's happening. All I'm seeing is Matthew. Karma's holding his own with his shield, slowly placing more smokes to cover his push on the objective. Wait, oh, he's gonna get Galaxy from behind. He might move on objective cap. He has the smoke. He can't hide in it.
He has to go now. The smoke's going to dissipate. Now he doesn't have that option. He has to kill Matt. Then he can cap.
Oh my god, it's so loud down there. Sorry.
No, it's fine. The LMG fire is... That's the point, right? Noise suppression.
Yeah, no. Well, they added reverb, and in those tight corridors, it gets intense.
The nose Matt's here. Is he able to hit the shots? No, he peeks him. Can't get him. Pushes up towards objective. He's going to be pushing in with the shield. He gets the kills. Now he's here on the corner alone. Rotations from Picasso are coming in, and the rest of the defense you can see on your map shifting over here towards objective.
He's got a PKM. He's ready to fight.
Oh no, now he's
that's
a reverse defense here. He gets Bagul coming down the stairs. Going around the corner, tries to get Picasso. Can't land the shots. Picasso drops back. He can cap right now.
He's capping. He's capping.
Where's Picasso going?
Don't run away, Picasso. It's a cap. Wow.
What just happened?
I don't know. It was a massive push down the stairs from Water, but Water lost almost all of their team. And then Karma brings it back with his shield.
In the smokes. Wow.
And we did have a drop on FOU, by the way. Somewhere in there, because there was 5 for the first 30 seconds of the game.
It was somewhere in the outside defense, though. It certainly wasn't in the center area. Oh. I think Picasso ran out of ammo, and he went back to get a mag he had dropped in his old defensive position.
That's bad. I mean, at that point, he might as well have pulled out his knife.
Yeah, right. You don't have that option. That option is not there for you to take, but either way, Water in a crazy round 2, get the cap on that objective. You know, I said it. That objective's kind of a mess.
It can go both ways.
Yeah.
Like, you don't know. Like, you saw the craziness in there. Like, I had to back my out just to see what was going on. At first, FOU was slaughtering water. Just took it to him. And bravo for Karma. Let's look at his score. 1 cap, 9 kills, 1 death. He might get picked.
This round. Map.
MVP Karma.
Yeah. Matt, though, was about to be MVP. He had picked 3 on the stairs, so he managed to get 3 kills that round.
Yeah, he effectively used that PKM to just clear the area around the shield. I mean, that was probably the craziest thing I've seen in League. I don't know since when. Like, that was a firefight of the ages.
Yeah, that was a really nuts comeback there on Karma's side. You heard him at the end. He said, "I'm shaking so bad right now."
I would be too.
Yeah, man, that's pretty impressive. If you think about it, be able to punch in the code under that pressure.
Oh yeah,
it's a lot.
He did great there. I mean, you saw that pistol kill with the shield, right? Like, he bursted it out almost in 2 seconds and right on point. I mean, Karma's really good with the shield. I would be shaking too after that. I mean, by all means, once he got to the end of the stairwell and he was the only one left, I thought it was over for water. I thought FOU was going to take it and we were going to go on to round 4, sorry. That was a cap.
Drops are pretty unfortunate, though. It is a bummer that FOU lose one because, you know, who knows what happens if they have an extra rotator there, someone else that's over there to put out the fire and sort of put some rounds onto the shield. It's a whole different sort of story, really. So I'm sure FOU are pretty upset about that. Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's definitely some things he could have done from his position.
Sure.
But I mean, we can't go there now.
For a reason, you know.
Yeah. I mean, even the knife. I mean, I would.
That's actually
I would have
probably
gone for the knife.
Yeah, it's probably a better means of trying to kill a shield than a pistol.
Yeah. So I mean, bravo for water. They're definitely bringing it strong for the NA in the Button Cup. But FOU still rocking a pretty good spread. We're not sure how many kills the drop, but I mean, they're each doing their part.
We are still waiting on that 5th to rejoin the FOU squad, and then we'll be back underway for our first Button Cup match of the Button Cup. There are more to come. I think there's actually one that was going on technically before this, but was not broadcast. So matches are out and about now. I'm looking forward to a couple of some of those top tier ones, as usual.
The top tier games are always fun to watch. You get to see some
a lot of hype.
New strats. Well, the teams like to develop new things. I mean, especially the 10. They'll play against the meta, and Globo, SMC, G-Men. As we've seen, they brought some new stuff to the table that I honestly personally find very interesting.
Yep.
So we'll see what they do, especially against EU teams, which are completely different. A completely different meta. I mean, than the NA teams. Like, you'll see things done. Oh, another drop from FOU. Might be a. Nope, Matthew's back. I was hoping that maybe
drop mid-discussion. What were you saying?
I'm sorry. But definitely some interesting plays on older maps. For instance, this objective. We've seen a lot of teams. I want to say spread out a bit more. Like, you know, as we saw FOU on their side. When they were on defense, they put 3 on objective and then just started throwing people everywhere in the back south. And that's definitely something I haven't seen recently.
Yeah.
And a few more flanks here and there that, you know, usually teams didn't try and take. A little more risk, but I think that just comes with a different meta, especially playing against slower EU teams. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's
a curious defense, honestly. I guess there's an argument to be made that you don't want to overinvest on defense in this corner, right? Because if you just stack a bunch of dudes on objective, you're going to be vulnerable to all the chaos that is down in there with nades and smokes and all the different elements of suppressive fire, LMG fire. not the best place to be, so I understand not being able to commit too many to defend there. But, you know, a strategy we've seen more common now is that some teams will just invest in pushing a defender up pretty quick into this early lane and try and get an early pick that way.
Yeah, I think that's coming down to intelligence.
Yeah.
Once you get the knowledge of where the main push is coming from, I think you're in an infinitely better situation. All right, looks like we're starting up on round 5. Or round 4? Is it round 4?
No, it's 5. Oh, yeah, it is 4. You're right. There was a cap.
Yeah, the
Just
caps are tripping me up here.
I just blacked out. There just was a cap. And, you know, we've seen caps instantly answered back by FOU, so I know FOU are going to be coming in here looking to get an answer back.
Certainly. I see an interesting spot for Zucchini. Going all the way down the former spawn tunnel. But a pretty typical spot. So nothing too surprising there, except he's pretty deep in it. But 4 men on the objective. That'll be pretty solid to counter any pushes coming from the north, and it looks like that's what FOU is going to try and do.
That's that a bit more of a personnel commitment I was talking about. There's other ways you can invest in defending here. You don't necessarily have to just sort of sit back and wait now because of how the spawns have changed. You're able to get way farther up and defend kind of some different angles.
Well, a little bit of a freak out fire I got there.
Yeah, what was that? Because that flash definitely didn't hit.
No, and there was no one around the corner. Ooh.
That quick peek from Karma, though, honestly saved him because I think Matt was intending to throw it over the wall, and he got kind of caught up and didn't go for that toss.
No, I think you're right. It looks like FOU is going to try and mimic Karma's last play. Use the shield as a buffer.
Wow. Karma's insane. That quick peek up over the stairs from Prone, he is getting real physical with this defense right now.
He's running and gunning. He's like a guerrilla fighter.
Yeah.
He'll hit him once and then retreat back. Hit him again, retreat back. Might be getting to their heads.
That quick peeking to his advantage too, able to get information by quickly popping out and getting an eye on. Here comes nades down though. That's going to be tough to deal with. They just need some frags down the stairs, and 2 are dead for water defense.
I think they're still just very worried about Karma and his pushes. You never want to pull out a grenade and start getting shot at, because then you won't be able to respond with your own fire, and you've just got a grenade in your hand. Yeah, FOU's just trying to keep Karma pinned. They don't know Lich King's there.
They do not. Galaxy is going to have an eye there, though.
I'll tell you when.
Wow, Lich finds 2. The C4 detonates, just misses Picasso. Picasso's going to try pushing in down onto the smokes, though. Lots of fire coming in. Lich finds another in the back. FOU get dismantled in their final push. It's all down to Begul.
Begul just going to follow him down? No. Oh. Okay, he's going to re-rotate.
Yeah,
good. I was getting a little scared there.
The right choice when you're all alone. Head up over the catwalk and get yourself over into the stairs. Have a nice flank on a good majority of the defense. Oh, no! Karma's not going to allow it. Didn't even see him charge up the stairs.
He just chased him down.
Yeah. I was like, all right, here we go. We're going to get a bit of a lull here. We're going to get this rotation. Karma says, no, sir. 11-1 on the final map. Water, take the series.
I mean, That was definitely a great game between Water and FOU.
You mean Karma and FOU?
Karma and FOU. Fair enough. You're right about that. I mean, Karma does deserve a medal for being the most aggressive player in the league now, because that was crazy. I don't think I've seen that before, where it's just a constant tit for tat, just going back at him. It was like, I don't know.
Yeah, really nice job there. From the Water squad, securing US a win in the Button Cup. FOU, though, did look very good, answering back on the tanker with an immediate cap of their own. Losing Quarantine 4-1's rough, but then to come back quickly with a subway point. You know, I was really expecting this last map to be a bit tighter, but Water clearly not afraid of caps. You know, obviously have strategies planned, great communication, a team that we're gonna have to keep an eye on this season for sure.
Yeah, there's a reason they've won this 3 times, and they're very good at. So I'm not surprised at the turnout here. I thought FOU could probably be a bit more, tit for tat, bring it back at them, but no, Water dominated Subway. They've definitely been practicing it. They definitely have strategies.
They had some outstanding performers. You think about it, Karma stepped up in Subway. Zucchini got an ace in Quarantine. You know, they have their individual players really coming in and carrying rounds effectively.
Yeah, and I mean, pretty sure Karma just got a play of the game there with that shield play, because that was some Rambo stuff.
Very nice job. Really excellent series to drop in on. Glad we managed to capture the Button Cup matchup. People love watching these, and we'll be sure to try and grab a couple more next week as they do get paired up and organized. We do have more Onward action this weekend, so tune in tomorrow. Your favorite casting duo, Lonely Viper and Radarhead, will be jumping onto a matchup Sunday afternoon. And we have a couple of Sunday night battles that I recommend you drop in on. Take a gander at. Going to be a lot of action left this weekend, so be sure to tune in. Hit the follow button if you haven't. Use your Twitch Prime if you do so. It will support us up here at the caster desk. It goes directly back to us putting on this production so that we can keep doing it for you. Also, a shout out to our sponsors, Pro2VR and VR Cover. We do appreciate the sponsorship and the prizes to our #1 team in the league. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. That's going to be it for us here at the caster desk. My name is NightFiree with 2 E's, SnooperFax with 2 O's. We will see you guys next week.
You guys have a great night.